Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So if you're just joining us, can I please request you rename yourself with your school name and your name so we can easily find you when you join, when it's your time to recite. We will put the YouTube link in the chat. So any teacher or parent who is here to watch and support their students without the performing student, can I please ask you to do so following us on the live YouTube link in uh, in the chat. Otherwise, if I can ask all the students here to rename themselves with the school name so we can identify you easily. And last thing, if I can ask also that everybody switches off their cameras and their microphones, you will switch them back on when it's your turn to perform. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We have 2 minutes to say good morning before we switch to good afternoon. So can I please ask you all to rename yourself with your school name and the student's name, your name and the school name in your profile so we can identify you easily when it's your turn to perform. Any parent or teacher here who is here to support their students, if I can ask you to do so by watching on the live YouTube link, which I've just put in the chat. Thank you very much.
Okay, ma'am. So we cannot attend from here. We have to watch them from the YouTube link.
Yes, please. Yeah, it makes it easier for us to find the students when there is only the ones who are performing. So if you don't have the students with you and you just want to watch the students, if you can click on the live YouTube link, please.
Ma'am, both my students are here. So
Okay, no, if the students are with you and you're the one who's going to be opening the camera for them and support and helping them, you're physically with them, then that's fine. I'm just saying if there are any extra teachers or parents whose students are not with them, they can watch on the YouTube.
okay, ma'am.
But Ms. Lavina, if your two students are with you, can you please rename yourself with the students' names and the
Uh,
school name so we
uh,
know that they
no,
are
ma'am. My students are in their respective homes.
okay, okay.
Okay,
Okay, fine.
so do you still want me to rename or should I watch
No,
it
no.
from?
So if you can watch from the YouTube, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. So we will be starting in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for a few more students and one of the judges to join, and then we will go ahead and start. We have someone called TJC and Sazina. If I could please ask you to rename yourself with the student's name, if you are the student, um, so we can identify you. So how we're doing this is for now everybody's cameras and microphones are off, and when we call your name, we will give you access to turn on your camera and microphone and go ahead and start. you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Hi, Dania. We can hear you, but your voice is very low.
Can you hear me now? Now.
Hear you, but very low. The volume is very low.
Can you hear me now?
Much better.
So, good afternoon, everyone. We are now in the afternoon, officially 2 minutes into the afternoon. And we are, I think, ready to start. Do we have everyone, Mia, Alia? Are we ready to start? Yes? No?
We're still waiting for some students, but we
Yes?
can go. We can
Okay.
start going through the
I
list.
will
We
start.
can start. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Emirates NBD Poetry for All competition. We are so happy and proud for all of you for joining this competition, for being here. I know it's not easy to do it on the screen, but we know that you are all able to do this. We are very proud of you for being here, and we're here to cheer you on. We have with us today two judges, and I will introduce the judges to you, then I will tell you how the round will go. So first up, we have Dr. Afra Atiq, who is an acclaimed Emirati spoken word poet. She has performed internationally, including events in India, Germany, and the UK. Dr. Afra holds a PhD in media and creative industries and is the co-founder of the Untitled Chapters. Thank you, Dr. Afra, for being here with us today. And we have Danabel Gutierrez, who's a multi-awarded writer, actress, poet, and photographer. She is the author of poetry books I Long to Be the River and Until the Dreams Come, and chapbooks Eventually the River Surrenders and Softer. Thank you, Danabel, for being with us today. Thank you so much. And so I will tell you how this round will go. We will start with the 8 to 13 age group. We will announce your name and your school name and the poem that you will be performing. Then we will give you access to turn on your camera and your microphone, and you can go ahead and start. Just give us a little hello or maybe introduce yourself so we test the camera and the sound before you start. Then we will move on to the 14 to 18 age group, where students are required to give a justification for why they chose the poem. So the justification is only for the older age group, 14 to 18. You can start with the justification or you can start with the poem. It's up to you. And this is it. So we wish you all the best of luck. Dr. Afra and Danabel, do you have a couple of words to say to the students before we start?
All the best. Good luck.
Oh,
Relax.
Dr. Danabel, we cannot hear you.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me now?
No.
Yeah, we can hear her. We can hear her. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Yes. So
We
good luck.
can hear you.
We can see you, but we cannot hear
No,
you.
Dania, we can all hear Danabel. It's only, I think, your something at your end. We can hear you, Danabel.
Alia, I think she also can't hear you.
Yes, that's right. But I'll just send her a message. You can go ahead.
So maybe do you want to leave and come back again, or maybe let me mute and unmute again? Try now, unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone.
No,
No, she can't hear me still.
sorry. So maybe
Let
you
me
want to
just
leave the call and come back again.
It's okay. Danabel, let me just try to call Dania and let her know we can hear you. Hang on a minute.
Oh, you can hear her? Oh, really? So I'm the only one who can't? Hello? Can you try again? It seems it's only me who can't hear you. Okay, so maybe Daniel, do you want to say a few words?
Yes. So again, good luck, everyone. Enjoy the process, and take a deep breath. Don't be nervous. We're here to support you, and we're here to cheer you on. So have a good recitation.
Thank you. And it turned out it's my laptop. I was on mute. So sorry for this. So Dr. Afra, do you want to welcome the students and wish them well as well?
So good luck, everybody. This is a really fun competition. I've been doing it for a couple of years, and it's always a really fun time. So have fun with it, relax, take a deep breath. If you have a technical issue, don't worry about it. You will not lose your turn. We are really good at figuring out ways and solutions, and I'm just wishing you guys all the best.
Thank you, Dr. Afra. Thank you, Danabel, and apologies for the little prank I played on you earlier. So we wish all the students best of luck, and I'll hand you all over to my colleague Alia, who will be calling out your names for the performances.
Hello, good morning again, all of you. A very, very warm welcome. We will begin without further wait. All the best to all the participants. We are going to start. I believe we are waiting for Rahma Merchant from Grandeur Virtual School, but we can start with Kanak Shiftarkar. Kanak is from GEMS New Millennium School, and Kanak is going to perform Good Morning Dear Students by Ken Nesbitt.
Am I audible?
Yes, Kanak. Good. We can see you and we can hear you. All the best.
Thank you. Just a minute. Yeah. Listen to me carefully as you all dream about this every single day as you enter the school gates. Good morning, dear students, by Ken Nesbitt. Good morning, dear students, the principal said. Please put down your pencils and go back to bed. Today we'll spend the day playing outside, then take the whole school on a carnival ride. We learn to eat candy while watching TV, listen to records, and swing from a tree. We'll also be learning to draw on the walls, scream in the classrooms, and run in the halls. So bring in your skateboard, your scooter, your bike. It's time to be different and do what you like. The teachers are going to give you a rest. You don't have to study. There won't be a test. And if you'd prefer for a bit of a change, feel free to go wild and act really strange. Go put on a clown suit and dye your hair green and copy your face on the Xerox machine. Tomorrow, it's back to the regular grind. Today, just go crazy. We really don't mind. So tear up your homework. We'll give you an A. Oh, wait, I'm just kidding. It's April Fool's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanak.
You're welcome.
We're waiting for Disha to join us. We're going to move on to Catherine Grace Christie. Catherine is from GEMS, our own English High School, Alwarka, and Catherine will be reciting The Hairy Toe. Hi, Catherine. Can you say something?
Hear me?
Yeah, can you say something again? Sorry.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You can hear me?
Yes, all is good. All the best to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The hairy toe. Once there was a woman who went out to pick beans, and she found a hairy toe. She took the hairy toe home with her. And that night, when she went to bed, the wind began to moan and groan. Away in the distance, she seemed to hear a voice crying, "Where is my hairy toe? Who's got my hairy toe?" The woman scrooched down, way down under the covers, and about that time, the wind appeared to hit the house, whoosh! And the whole house creaked and cracked like something was trying to get in. The voice had come nearer, almost at the door now, and it said, "Where is my hairy toe? Who's got my hairy toe?" The woman scrooched further down under the covers and pulled them tight around her head. The wind growled around the house like some big animal and rumbled over the chimney. All at once, she heard the door crack, and something slipped in and began to creep over the floor. The floor went creak, creak. At every step that thing took towards her bed, the woman could almost feel it bending over her bed. Then, in an awful voice, it said, "Where is my hairy toe? Who's got my hairy toe?" "You've got it!" Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Up next, we have Trisha Nihil Kumar Sayani from GEMS, our own English High School, Alvarka. Trisha is going to be reciting Good Morning, Dear Students by Ken Nesbitt. Hi, Trisha.
Hello, am I audible and my video is clear?
Yes, everything's perfect. All the best to you.
Thank you. Good morning, dear students, by Ken Nesbitt. Good morning, dear students, the principal said. Please put down your pencils and go back to bed. Today, we will spend the day playing outside. Then take the whole school on a carnival ride. We learn to eat candy while watching TV. Then listen to records and swing from a tree. We'll also be learning to draw on the walls, to scream in the classrooms and run in the halls. So, bring in your skateboard, your scooter, your bike. It's time to be different and do what you like. The teachers are going to give you a rest. You don't have to study, there won't be a test. And if you prefer for a bit of change, feel free to go wild and act really strange. Go put on the clown suit and dye your hair green and copy your face on the Xerox machine. Tomorrow, it's back to the regular grind. Today, just go crazy. We really don't mind. So, tear up your homework. We'll give you an A. Oh, wait. I'm just kidding. It's April Fool's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha. Up next, we have with us Deborah Thankam Siju. Deborah is from GEMS United Indian School and will be reciting Adventures of Isabel by Ogden Nash. Hi, Deborah.
Hello, can you hear me and am I visible?
Yes, it's perfect. All the best to you.
Thank you. Greetings to you all. Today, I will be reciting the poem, The Adventures of Isabel by Ogden Nash. Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry. The bear was ravenous. The bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, Isabel, glad to meet you. How do, Isabel? Now I'll eat you. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She washed her hands and she straightened her hair up. Then Isabel quietly ate the bear up. Once, in a night as black as pitch, Isabel met a wicked old witch. The witch's face was cross and wrinkled. The witch's gums with teeth was sprinkled. Ow, ow, Isabel, the old witch crowed. I'll turn you into an ugly toad. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She showed no rage and she showed no rancor, but she turned the witch into milk and drank her. Isabel met a hideous giant. Isabel continued self-reliant. The giant was hairy. The giant was horrid. He had one eye in the middle of his forehead. Good morning, Isabel, the giant said. I'll grind your bones to make my bread. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She nibbled the sweet back that she always fed off, and once it was gone, she cut the giant's head off. Isabel met a troublesome doctor. He punched, he poked, till he really shocked her. The doctor's talk was of coughs and chills. The doctor's satchel bulged with pills. The doctor said unto Isabel, swallow this, it will make you well. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She took those pills from the pill concoctor. Then Isabel calmly cured the doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Up next, we have Jenna Dalia. Jenna is from GEMS United Indian School also, and will be reciting Good Morning Dear Students by Ken Nesbitt. Hi, Jenna. Jenna, you there?
Am I audible?
Yes. And accept the spotlight request also, Jenna, please.
Yes, I have.
Oh.
Can all of you see me and hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you yet.
Just a second. Am I visible now?
Yes, it's great. Okay, Jenna, all the best to you.
Thank you. Good morning, dear students, by Ken Nesbitt. Good morning, dear students, the principal said. Please put down your pencils and go back to bed. Today, we'll spend the day playing outside. Then take the whole school on a carnival ride. We'll learn to eat candy while watching TV. Then listen to records and swing from a tree. We'll also be learning how to draw on the walls, to scream in the classrooms and run in the halls. So bring in your scooter, your skateboard, your bike. It's time to be different and do what you like. The teachers are going to give you a rest. You don't have to study. There won't be a test. And if you'd prefer for a bit of change, feel free to go wild and actually strange. Go put on a clown suit and dye your hair green and copy your face on the Xerox machine. Tomorrow, it's back to the regular grind. Today, just go crazy. We really don't mind. So tear up your homework. We'll give you an A. Oh, wait. I'm just kidding. It's April Fool's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. Up next, we have Jumana Lofty Ali Ahmed. Jumana is from GEMS Wellington Silicon Oasis and is going to be reciting The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Jumana. Hi, Jumana.
Hi. So,
Hi, I think you're good to go, Jumana. I think we can see. You're good to go. All the best.
The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down and went as far as I could, so I spent the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps a better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear, that as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally late, it leaves no step out on black, or I get the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubt if I should ever come back. I shall be saying this as a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverge in a wood, and I took one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Jumana. Next, we have Ishita Riyad. Ishita is from GEMS Winchester School, Dubai, and is going to be reciting See It Through by Edgar Albert Guest. Hi, Ishita.
Respected judges and fellow friends, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can see your screen. I think now we can see. We can see the wall, I think.
Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry. So sorry.
It's okay. Take your time. Yes, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, all the best, Ishita.
Thank you so much. Okay, respected judges and fellow friends, good afternoon. I'm Ishita Riyad from GEMS Winchester School, Dubai, and I'm an 8th grader. I'm going to try my level best to recite and give life to the poem See It Through by Edgar Albert Guest. See It Through by Edgar Albert Guest. When you're up against a trouble, meet it squarely, face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through, see it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. Running from it will not save you. See it through, see it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up, whate'er you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through, see it through, see it through. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita. Up next is Navya. Navya is from GEMS Winchester School, Dubai, and is going to be reciting Remember by Joy Harjo.
Hello, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, Navya, we can hear you, and now we can see you also. Great, all the best. Oh, 1 second. I think I think we got the spotlight on. We have to get it on Navya. Yes, now it's all good. Okay, Navya, all the best.
Thank you. I'm going to perform the poem Remember by Joy Harjo. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon, know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father, he is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind, remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people and all people are you. Remember, you are this universe and this universe is you. Remember, all is in motion, is growing is you. Remember, language comes from this. Remember the dance languages that life is. Remember. Thank you.
Thank you, Navya. And then we have Angelina Kahlo. Angelina is from German International School, Dubai, and is going to be reciting Good Morning, Dear Students by Ken Nesbitt. Hi, Angelina. Can we just check your voice before you start?
Hello. My name.
It's
Hello.
good. All the best.
Hello, my name's Angelina. I am a third grader in German International School, Dubai. I will be presenting Good Morning, Dear Students by Ken Nesbitt. Good morning, dear students, the principal said. Please put down your pencils and go back to bed. Today we will spend the day playing outside and take little school on a carnival ride. We'll learn to eat candy while watching TV, then listen to records and swing from a tree. We'll also be learning to draw on the walls, to scream in the classrooms and run in the halls. So bring in your skateboard, your scooter, your bike. It's time to be different and do what you like. The teachers are going to give you a rest. You don't have to study. There won't be a test. And if you prefer for a bit of a change, feel free to go wild and act really strange. Go put on a clown suit and dye your hair green and copy your face on a Xerox machine. Tomorrow it's back to the regular grind. Today just go crazy, we really don't mind. So tear up your homework, we'll give you an A. Oh wait, I'm just kidding. It's April Fool's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelina. Up next is Mylan Scholten. Mylan is from German International School, Dubai also, and is going to be reciting My Dog by Vernon Scallon.
Can you see me?
Yes, Mylan.
Okay.
Good.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Mylene Scholten, and today I'm going to be presenting the poem My Dog by Vernon Scallon. My dog belongs to no known breed, a bit of this and that. His head looks like a small haystack. He's lazy, smelly, fat. If I say sit, he walks away. If I say sit, he walks away. When I throw a stick or a ball, he flops down the grass as if he had no legs at all. Then looks at me with eyes that say, you threw the thing, not me. You want it back? Then get it back. Fair's fair, you must agree. He is a thief. Last week, but one, he stole the Sunday roast and showed no guilt at all as we sat down to beans on toast. The only time I saw him run, and he went like a flash, was when a mugger in the park tried to steal my cash. My royal brave companion flew like a missile to the gate and didn't stop till safely home. He left me to my fate. And would I swap him for a dog, obedient, clean, and good, an honest, faithful, lively chap? Oh boy, I would. Thank you.
Thank you, Mylan. And next up, we should have with us Sheikha Munir Parayel. Sheikha is from Global English School and is going to be reciting The Sea by James Reeve. Hi, Sheikha.
Yes, hi.
You're good to go. All the best.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. My name is Sheikha Munir from Global English School. And today I'll be performing The Sea by James Reeves. The sea is a hungry dog, giant and gray. He rolls on the beach all day with his clashing teeth and shaggy jaws. Hour upon hour, he gnaws the rumbling, tumbling stones and bones. The giant sea dog moans, licking his greasy paws. And when the night wind roars and the moon rocks in a stormy cloud, he bounds to his feet and snuffs and sniffs, shaking his wet sides over the cliffs. And he howls and hollows long and loud. But on quiet days in May or June, when even the grass is on the dune, he plays no more his reedy tune. With his head between his paws, he lays on the sandy shore, so quiet, he scarcely snores. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheikha. And up next, we have Fatma Ibrahim. Hello? Yes, we have Fatma Ibrahim. Is that you,
Yes.
Fatma?
Yes.
Okay, so Fatma is from Global English School and is going to be reciting Good Morning, Dear Students by Ken Nesbitt. Yes, can you just say something again, Fatma, just to make sure your voice is good?
Hi.
Yeah, that's good. All the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fatma Ibrahim from Global English School. Today, I'll be performing Good Morning, Dear Students. Good morning, dear students, the principal said. Please put down your pencils and go back to bed. Today, we will spend the day playing outside, then take the whole school on a carnival ride. We'll learn to eat candies while watching TV. Then listen to records and swim from a tree. We'll also be learning to draw on the walls, to scream in the classrooms and run in the halls. So bring in your skateboards, your scooters, your bike. It's time to be different and do what you like. The teachers are going to give you a rest. You don't have to study, there won't be a test. And if you prefer for a bit of a change, feel free to go wild and act really strange. Go put on a clown suit and dye your hair green and copy your face on the Xerox machine. Tomorrow, it's back to the regular grind. Today, just go crazy. We really don't mind. So tear up your homework, we'll give you an A. Oh wait, I'm just kidding. It's April Fool's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Oh. Thanks, Fatima. Up next, we have Zaira Khan. Zaira is from Greenwood International School and is going to be reciting Vocation by Rabindranath Tagore. Hi, Zaira.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, perfect. All the best.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zaira Khan, and I study in Greenwood International School. Today, I'll be reciting a poem titled Vocation by Rabindranath Tagore. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning, I walk to school by our lane. Every day, I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There's nothing to hurry him on. There's no road he must take, no place he must go to, and no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." When at 4 in the afternoon, I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener, digging away at the ground with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with a shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman, walking the streets all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. Thank you.
Thank you, Zaira. And then we have Lex Tan from Jumeirah Primary School. Lex is going to be reciting the Sea by James Reeves. Hi, Lex.
Can you hear me and see me clearly?
Yes, it's all good. All the best to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Lex Tan, and I'm a Year 6 student at Jumeirah Primary School. Today, I'm reciting The Sea by James Reeves. The sea is a hungry dog, giant and gray. He rolls on the beach all day with his clashing teeth and shaggy jaws. Hour upon hour, he nods. The rumbling, tumbling stones and bones, 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 bones. The giant sea dog moans, licking his greasy paws. And when the night wind roars and the moon rocks in the stormy clouds, he bounces to his feet and snuffs and sniffs, shaking his wet slides over the cliffs, and howls and hollows long and loud. But on quiet days in May or June, when even the grasses on the dune play no more their reedy tune, with his head between his paws, he lies on the sandy shores, so quiet, he scarcely snores. Thank you.
Thank you, Lex. Up next is Isabel Peterson from Jumeirah Primary School also, and Isabel is going to be reciting The Adventures of Isabel by Ogden Nash.
Hi, can you hear me and see me clearly?
Yes, it's all very good. All the best to you.
Good morning, my name is Isabel Peterson and today I'll be performing Adventures of Isabel by Ogden Nash. Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry, the bear was ravenous, the bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, Isabel, glad to meet you. How do, Isabel? Now I'll eat you. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream neither scurry. She washed her hands and she straightened her hair up. And then, guess what? Isabel ate the whole bear up. Once in a night as black as pitch, Isabel met a wicked old witch. The witch's face was cross and wrinkled, and the witch's gums with teeth were sprinkled. Hello, Isabel, the old witch crowed. Isabel didn't scream or scream. She showed no rage and she showed no rancor. Instead, Isabel turned the whole witch into milk and drank her. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. That brings us to the end of the 8 to 13 age category. Rahma Merchant, Disha Rao, if you have joined us a little late, please send us a message in the chat. and then we can give you a chance to perform. But then we can now move on to the 14 to 18 age group. First up, we have Somana Madeshetty from GEMS New Millennium School. Somana is going to be performing The Listeners by Walter de la Mare.
Can you see me and hear me?
Somana. Yes, we can see you and hear you. Or to everyone in this age category, just remember to let us know why you've chosen your poem. Okay. All the best, Somana. Bye.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. The main themes of the poem I have chosen are mystery, understanding, and the unknown. The Listeners has an incredibly eerie quality, which is mostly due to the fact that it's ambiguous, as it is focused on the unknown and the human being's inherent nature to seek understanding. This is why I chose this poem, because it's so deep in literary meaning, yet there is no straight answer as to questions like who these listeners are, and what the traveler is doing there, and why is this majestic house in the woods left unkempt? This mysterious and haunted aura is what really hooked me in to choose this poem, and how readers have to answer all their lingering questions themselves and create their own story. And I hope everyone present here will enjoy my rendition of this poem. The Listeners by Walter de la Mare. Is there anybody there? Said the traveler, knocking on the moonlit door. And his horse in the silence champed the grasses of the forest's ferny floor. And a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveler's head. And he smote upon the door again, a second time. Is there anybody there? He said. But no one descended to the traveler. No head from the leaf-fringed sill leaned over and looked into his gray eyes, where he stood, perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners that dwelt in the lone house then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down into the empty hall, hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveler's call. For he felt in his heart their strangeness, their stillness answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf neath the starred and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door, even louder, and lifted his head. Tell them I came, and no one answered, that I kept my word, he said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house from the one man left awake. Aye, they heard his foot upon the stirrup and the sound of iron on stone, and how the silence surged softly backward when the plunging hoofs were gone. Thank you.
Thank you, Somana. I believe we're still waiting for Nikhil, but we'll move on to Abida Rakhange. Abida is from GEMS, our own English high school, and is going to be performing A Thunderstorm by Emily Dickinson. Hi, Abida.
Hi, am I audible and visible?
Yes, very good. All the
Okay.
best to you.
Thank you. So, good morning. Why did I choose my poem? So, the second I set my eyes on this masterpiece, I could see the reflection of my chaotic life staring back at me. The sudden eruption of bottled emotions and expression of pure rage that I went through during the pandemic seemed eerily similar to the thunderstorm my favorite poet wrote about 100 years ago. So, without any delay, this is A Thunderstorm by Emily Dickinson. The wind begun to rock the grass with threatening tunes and low. He flung a menace at the earth, a menace at the sky. The leaves unhooked themselves from trees and started all abroad. The dust did scoop itself like hands and throw away the road. The wagons quickened on the street, the thunder hurried slow. The lightning showed a yellow beak, and then a livid claw. The birds put up the bars to nests, the cattle fled to barns. There came one drop of giant rain. And then, as if the hands that held the dams had parted hold, the waters wrecked the sky, but overlooked my father's house, just quartering a tree. Thank you.
Thank you, Abida. Next up is Nitish Vilaswamy. Nitish is from GEMS, our own Indian high school, and is going to be reciting To Be or Not to Be by William Shakespeare.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Nitish, it's all good. All the best to you.
Thank you. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep. No more. And by a sleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, where dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There is the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient of the unworthy merit might even take, when he himself might as quietus make with the bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus, conscience does make coward of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickled o'er the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard, the currents turn awry and lose the name of action. We're often left with tough decisions that ultimately put us in the crossroads between fighting for our morality or fighting for what is right. So let us take it upon ourselves to fight for what is right. Poor Hamlet, he was a prince. He truly knew that. He knew exactly what he was, but who? He hadn't had no clue. He begins to ponder over vengeance against Claudius for years to come, leading to several incidents of procrastination, which eventually leads to his downfall. The human heart recognizes fight and courage when we're put into test. None of us truly know who we are until we're tested. As a lazy teenager myself, I always regret taking late decisions. I always keep my duties till the end, and eventually things go south. Life gives most of us one single chance to seize everything we've ever wanted. So why don't we value it? Why don't we achieve greatness? Thank you.
Thank you, Nitish. Now we have Abhishek Girish Pai. Abhishek is from GEMS, our own Indian high school also, and is going to be reciting Tiger, Tiger by William Blake.
Yeah.
Hi, Abhishek.
Good morning, ma'am. Am I clearly visible and audible?
Yes, it's very good. All the best to you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Very good afternoon to everybody. My name is Abhishek Girish Pai, and I will be reciting the poem, The Tiger by William Blake. Thank you. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dead grasp dare its deadly terrors grasp? And when the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who make lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Thank you very much. So here's my reasoning. Upon mindful introspection, I've come to the realization that the very essence of this poem marvels at the creation of the Lord, particularly referring to the tiger, as to whether a creature that's so fearsome and so ferocious in all its might could be created with such grace, affection, precision, and honor. Essentially, the tiger in this poem is the epitome of good and evil. Well, I've chosen this poem as it reminds us that life is a balance between good and bad, and triumph and evil. Just like the yin-yang symbol that you see over here. While the white part represents goodness and purity, the black part represents impurity. So this is essentially the good and the bad, and this is the bad and the good. And a mix of these two constitutes what we call life. So it teaches us to accept reality for what it is, and it tells us that life is all about balance. Shall I give you an example? Well, the pandemic. Although this pandemic has brought upon us a lot of misfortune, it would be fair to only acknowledge that this has also brought upon this planet a lot of good outcomes, such as the improvement in environmental quality. After all, we know that the Lord is both the perisher and the protector, and this poem serves as a testimony to that. Hope that answers the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abhishek. Next, we have Candice Sarah Siju. Candice is from GEMS United Indian School and is going to be reciting A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe.
Hi there.
Hi, Candice. Good afternoon. Yes, it's all good. All the best to you.
Thank you. The poem that I will be reciting for you today is one that beautifully explores the themes of doubt and uncertainty that we often face in our life, and how everything often feels as if our entire life is nothing but a dream. I am extremely moved by this poem not just because of how eloquently it's written, but also for its wide scope of subjective interpretation that allows it to mean different things for different people. Without further ado, I begin my rendition of A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers into the deep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? Thank you.
Thank you, Candice. Now we have Nikhila Abdul Salam. Nikhila is also from GEMS United Indian School and will be reciting Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Hi, Nikhila.
Am I visible and audible, ma'am?
Yes, it's all good. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nikhila Abdul Salam of GEMS United Indian School. I shall be presenting the poem of one of the all-time favorite poets, Maya Angelou. Why Maya Angelou? She was an American poet, memoirist, civil rights activist, and had managed to leave a deep imprint in the world of literature by her amazing skills with autobiographies, essays, poems, and whatnot. Some of her notable works include I Know Why the Caged Bird Cries, Sings, and On the Pulse of the Morning, and many more. She had such an excellent way of presenting her ideas that she managed to bag dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. Why I chose one of her poems? By the way, the poem I chose is Still I Rise. But why? Because the theme and the tone of this poem is excellent. I loved it. It appealed to me because she had the right amount of sarcasm, a strong message to serve, but yet a soft tone. She had brought up the messages of hope, self-esteem, confidence, and also she managed to bring quick alert on the oppression that is still going on around us till date. And that is why I'm going to present this poem in front of esteemed dignitaries and my dear listeners. I hope my recital can bring out this wonderful creation at its best. Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you so beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides. Just like hope springing high. Still, I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head, lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Or don't you take your awful heart? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may cut me with your eyes. You may shoot me with your words. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping in white, welling and swelling. I bear in the tide. Leaving behind the nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into this daybreak that's wondrously clear, that's miraculously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. And so I will rise. I rise. I rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola. Next is Karen Akem from GEMS Wellington Silicon Oasis. Karen is going to be reciting Dear Future Generation Sorry by Prince E.A. Just waiting for Karen to get on.
Hi, can you see me?
Yes. Can you move back a little bit because we can see half your head. Yes, now it's good.
Better?
Can you say something? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, all the best, Karen.
Thank you. So my name is Karen Akem. I'm from GEMS WSO, and I'm going to be reciting Dear Future Generations, sorry. Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say, sorry. Sorry we left you with our mess of a planet. Sorry we were too caught up in our own doings to do something. Sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was, like a marriage going wrong. We didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know it as the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest, and there were billions of trees here, all of them gorgeous and just, oh, you don't know much about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you that trees are amazing. And I mean, we literally breathe the air they are creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon, store and purify water, give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us, which is why I'm so sorry to tell you that. We burn them down, cut them down with trees horrific at the rate of 50 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world, all gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that would make me so sad if there weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was a child, I read how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. And that brings me great sorrow, because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow. So I'm sorry we put profit above people, greed above need, the rule of gold above the golden rule. I'm sorry we used nature as a credit card with no spending limit, overdrafting animals to extinction, stealing your chance to ever see their uniqueness or become friends with them. I'm sorry we poisoned the ocean so much you can't even swim in them. But most of all, I'm sorry about our mindset, because we had the nerve to call this destruction progress. Hey, Fox News, if you don't think climate change is a threat, I dare you to interview the thousands of homeless people in Bangladesh. See, while you were in your penthouses nestled, their homes were literally swept away from beneath their feet due to the rising sea levels. And Sarah Palin, you said that you love the smell of fossil fuels. Well, I urge you to talk to the kids of Beijing who are forced to wear pollution masks just to go to school. So you can ignore this, but the thing about truth is, it can be denied, not avoided. So I'm sorry, future generations. I'm sorry that our footsteps became a sinkhole and not a garden. I'm sorry we paid so much attention to ISIS and very little how fast the ice is melting in the Arctic. I'm sorry we doomed you, and I'm sorry we couldn't find another planet in time to move. So you know what, cut the beat, I'm not sorry. This future, I do not accept it, because an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We can redirect this, how? Let me suggest that if a farmer sees a tree that is unhealthy, they don't look at the branches to diagnose it. They look at the root. So like that farmer, we must look at the root, not to the branches of the government, not to the politicians run by corporations. We are the root. We are the foundation. This generation, it is up to us to save this planet. It is our only home. We must globally warm our hearts and change the climate of our souls and realize that we are not apart from nature. We are a part of nature. And to betray nature is to betray us. To save nature is to save us. Because it doesn't matter what you're fighting for, racism, poverty, feminism, gay rights, or any other type of equality. Because if we don't all work together to save the environment, we will all be equally extinct. Sorry. Okay, so I chose this poem because it's very, very close and dear to my heart. When we were doing our English coursework for GCSE, we had to do something about climate change. So I decided to write my very own spoken word poem about climate change. And, you know, looking at the younger people around me, especially my little sister, I felt that I was entitled to give her a chance to have a planet. And this poem just has so much anger and so much emotion behind it. It really stood out to me because it's telling everyone, you have to do something. It's telling me personally, like, I have to do something. I have to leave a planet behind for my little sister. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Up next, we have Jonas Smith. Jonas is from German International School, Dubai, and is going to be reciting The Listeners by Walter de la Mare.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, Jonas, but we can't see you. Yes, now we can see you fully. Okay, great. All the best to you, Jonas.
Okay, hello there. I'm Jonas Schmidt from the German International School, Dubai. And I will present to you The Listeners by Walter de la Mare. I chose this poem because I like the use of vocabularies and how it gives this mystery vibe. Also, it leaves room for interpretation. For instance, who even are the listeners? Additionally, it hit me emotionally since the traveler maybe went a far way with his horse to keep a promise, but he got no confirmation. Is there anybody there? Said the traveler, knocking on the moonlit door. And his horse in the silence champed the grasses off the forest ferny floor. And a bird flew up out of the turret above the traveler's head. And he smote upon the door again, a second time. Is there anybody there? He said. But no one descended to the traveler. No head leaned over the lee-fringed sill and looked into his gray eyes, where he stood perplexed and still. But only a host of phantom listeners that dwelled in the lone house then stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight to that voice from the world of men, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the dark stair that goes down to the empty hall. Hearkening in an air stirred and shaken by the lonely traveler's call. And he felt in his heart the strangeness, the stillness answering his cry, while his horse moved, cropping the dark turf neath the starred and leafy sky. For he suddenly smote on the door. Even louder, and lifted his head. Tell them that I came, and no one answered. That I kept my word, he said. Never the least stir made the listeners, though every word he spake fell echoing through the shadowiness of the still house from that one man left awake. They heard his foot upon the stirrup and the sound of iron on stone. I'm sorry. And how the silence surged softly backward when the plunging hoofs were gone. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jonas. Up next, we have Fatma Abdul Rashid. Fatma is from Global English School and is going to be reciting Dear Future Generation Sorry by Prince EA. Hi, Fatma.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, all is good. All the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Fatma Abdul Rashid. I'm from Global English School, and today I'll be performing Dear Future Generations Sorry by Prince EA. Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say sorry. Sorry we left you with a mess of a planet. Sorry we were too caught up in our own doings to do something. Sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was. Like a marriage going wrong, we didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you know what is the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest. And there were billions of trees there, all of them gorgeous and just, oh, you don't know much about trees, do you? Well, believe it or well, let me tell you, the trees are amazing. And I mean, we literally breathe the air they are creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon. They store and purify water, give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us. Which is why I am so sorry to tell you that we burned them down, cut them down with brutal machines, horrific, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that wouldn't make me so sad if there weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was a child, I read how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. Which brings me great sorrow because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow. So I'm sorry, future generations. I'm sorry that we put profit above people, greed over need, the rule of gold above the golden rules. I'm sorry we use nature as a credit card with no spending limit, overdrafting animals to extinction, stealing your chance to ever see their uniqueness or become friends with them. I'm sorry we poison the ocean so much you can't even swim in them. But most of all, I'm sorry about our mindset, because we have the nerve to call this destruction progress. Hey, Fox News, if you don't think climate change is a threat, then I dare you to interview the thousands of homeless people in Bangladesh. See, while you were in your penthouse nestled, their homes were literally washed away beneath their feet due to rising sea levels. And Sarah Palin, you said you love the smell of fossil fuels. Well, I urge you to talk to the kids of Beijing who are forced to wear pollution masks just to go to school. You can ignore this. But the thing about truth is, it could be denied, not avoided. So I'm sorry, future generations. I'm sorry that our footprints became a sinkhole and not a garden. I'm sorry that we paid so much attention to ISIS and very little to how fast the ice is melting in the Arctic. I'm sorry we doomed you, and I'm sorry we didn't find another hydrogen planet. moved you. You know what? Cut the beat. I'm not sorry. This future, I do not accept it. Because an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We can redirect this. How? Well, let me suggest that if a farmer sees a tree that is unhealthy, they don't look at the branches to diagnose it. They look at the root. So like that farmer, we must look at the root and not to the branches of government, not to the politicians run by corporations. We're the root. We're the foundation. This generation. It is up to us to save this, to take care of this planet. It is our only home. We must globally warm our hearts and change the climate of our souls and realize we're not apart from nature. We're a part of nature. And to betray nature is to betray us. To save nature is to save us. Because whatever you're fighting for, racism, poverty, feminism, gay rights, or any type of equality, it won't matter in the least. Because if we don't all work together to save the environment, we will be equally extinct. Sorry. Thank you. The reason for my justification for using this, for choosing this poem, is that we've all heard of some kind of environmental movement. We're all aware that the health of our planet is decreasing drastically. We all know that we humans are mostly to blame for this. My point being, humans have diverged so much from our morals that we prefer the concept of money over the impending doom that awaits us if we don't take action. In my opinion, this poem contradicts that claim and helps us realize that we should still have hope and reminds us that politicians should not have control over the options of the public as they don't speak by their thoughts, but by the strings of major corporations in fear of being fired. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Next, we have Ahmed Awad from Greenwood International School. Ahmed is going to be reciting Ghost House by Robert Frost.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Ahmed, and we can see
Okay,
you
great.
also. All the best.
Thank you. So my poem is Ghost House by Robert Frost. And the reason I chose this poem was because it reminds me of my life and my past and how the more I learn, the more I change, the more I grow. Everything I used to see as a kid is now meaningful and has a whole different new look to it. I dwell in a lonely house I know that vanished many summer ago and left no trace but the cellar walls and a cellar in which the daylight falls. The purple stemmed wild raspberries grow. Oh, where ruined fences, the grapevine shield, the woods come back to the mowing field. The orchard tree has grown one copse of new wood and old, where the woodpecker chops. The footpath down to the well is healed. I dwell with a strangely aching heart in that vanished abode, there far apart, on that disused and forgotten road that has no dust bath now for the toad. Night comes, the black bats tumble and dart. The whippoorwill is coming to shout and hush and cluck and flutter about. I hear him far enough away, full many a time to say his say before he arrives to say it out. It is under the small, dim summer star. I know not who these mute folk are, who share with me the unlit place. Those stones out under the low-limbed tree. Doubtless bear names that the mosses mar. They are tireless folk, but slow and sad. Though too close keeping are lass and lad, with none among them that ever sings, and yet, in view of how many things, as sweet companions as might be had. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmad. And now at the end of our list, we have Abdullah Shafiullah from Greenwood International School also. Abdullah is going to be reciting Dear Future Generation, Sorry by Prince EA. Hi, Abdullah. Can we just hear your voice to make sure we can hear
Yeah,
you
could
well?
you hear me now?
Yeah, all's
I'm
good.
sorry, my camera is a bit weird, so
It's okay, we can see you.
lagging.
We,
Yeah,
we can see you. All the best.
thank you very much. Okay. So I'm gonna start off straight away and then I'm gonna do the justification at the end, okay? Okay.
Yeah, all's good. Go
Okay.
for it.
Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say sorry. Sorry that we left you with this mess of a planet. Sorry that we were too caught up doing our own things to do something. Sorry that we were listening to people who just made up excuses to do nothing. I'm sorry. I hope you forgive us. We didn't realize how special the earth was, like a marriage going wrong. We didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know what is the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest. And there were billions of trees in there. And all of them gorgeous and just oh wait, you probably don't know about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you. Trees are just amazing. Trees are just amazing. And I mean, they literally are the oxygen we breathe. They are the oxygen we breathe. They clear our pollution. They clear our carbon emissions. They store and purify water. And they give us medicines. They give medicines that cure our diseases. And they provide us with food. With food that feeds us. So which is why I am so sorry to tell you that we burned them down. We cut them down at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all trees in the world gone in just the last 100 years. And that is the end. So now for the justification. The reason why I chose this particular poem is that I realize that as we're advancing and as the world is moving on and technology is growing, us humans are constantly harming the environment. We're causing great carbon emissions. We're causing many natural rainforests to just vanish. And that's why I felt this story touch my heart when I read it. Because that's literally what we would be saying to our grandsons at the rate that we're going. We would have nothing left. So that's why I chose this poem. Thank you very much, and a special thanks to the judges for giving me the time and chance to shine on stage. Hopefully, Greenwood wins. Woo!
Thank you, Abdullah. And our big thank you to the judges also for helping us judge this first round of the Emirates NBD Poetry for All competition. Thank you all for patiently waiting for your turn. I'm just going to give a shout out to a few students who, if they or their teacher has joined a little bit later. Nikhil Gopakumar, are you here? Rahma Merchant, Disha Rao, if you're here, please let us know. Send us a message in the chat. Thank you to everyone for participating today. And whether you go to the next round or not, please know that you're all heroes for coming up here and so courageously performing in front of us. You have made our afternoon very special by your performances. We'll just give it a minute just to make sure we haven't missed anyone.
Going once, going twice. Sold. So I guess if we don't have anyone anymore performing, we will say goodbye and wish everyone good luck. And yes, yeah, I think so. Nobody has sent anything. So thank you so much to all the students. Results will be announced, if not next week, the week after. We will contact you via email and let you know, and let your teachers know of the results. Thank you so much to everyone. We are very proud of you for having the courage to be here today. Thank you to Danabel and Dr. Afra for being here. We really appreciate your time dedicated to the students today. And thank you to Mia and Alia for organizing this and helping us run it very smoothly. Danabel or Afra, do you have any last words for the students before we say goodbye?
Thank you all very much for performing. You did well, and we very much enjoyed it. Please keep reading poetry, and if you do write poetry, keep writing. And yeah, good luck.
Thank you so much to everybody, all the students and all the teachers and all the parents that are watching on YouTube. I've had such a fun time with all of you today, so good luck. And I think Danabel said it best, keep reading poetry.
Could I add something before everyone leaves? Well, at least before the judges leave. Actually, before, I was so sad to hear that it wasn't in person and that we didn't have to say it in front of you, that I got my own audience to look at. You see, I got my audience to look at them and give them my speech, because it's so weird, talking in front of a device. So I got a little creative. Thank you very much. It was great having this opportunity, and hopefully we wait for the results. Thank you very much. I'll take your lead now.
Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure each one of you has their own way of practicing and having their own audience. I know it's not easy to have done it on a screen today. We would have loved to have you on a stage and seeing you physically, but circumstances. But we wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being with us, and goodbye. Well done, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone, and respected judges. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.